everyone, and welcome. You can see the list already has the first slide up there. Make money and with one strategy in the U.S. stock market, trade gaps. The presenter today is Melissa Armo, and the presentation starts promptly in just 6 minutes. Again, start time 6 minutes. So thank you everyone again, and welcome to the Online Trader Central. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is 4:29. We want to welcome the new folks who just joined us: Howard, Peter P, Alpha Dog, Ed L, BB, Jen. I see it scrolling up here at random. Gordo, Caesar, Mike H, Trader 86. Sunny Days is here with us. Roger, Jerry P, Ron N, and others. This is Online Trader Central. It is now exactly 4:30 Eastern Time. Let's put the percussion ready. And cue the trumpet. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly 4:30. Please put your hands together and welcome our host and presenter from thestockswoosh.com. Please welcome Melissa Armo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Kevin. And welcome. Today I'm going to do a webinar that it's going to be actually very informative for those of you that know about gaps. I think you're going to learn something. And for those of you that don't know anything about gaps, you're going to learn something specifically because I'm going to discuss today the importance of having a strategy. So welcome. My name is Melissa Armo, and I own a company called The Stock Swoosh. Today's topic is make money with one strategy in the U.S. stock market. Trade gaps, and gaps is a strategy. If you're interested in more information, please feel free to reach out to me after the webinar. You can email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com or go like me at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Skype, and there's my phone number. If you'd like to call me, you can reach out to me there as well. I do make myself available for people to talk to me directly. I think that's important when you're learning something new, specifically to have a mentor. So where to begin? One profitable strategy is all you need to make money in the U.S. stock market. Simplify your trading life by focusing on just one thing and doing it extremely well. Okay, that's the ticket. You have to do something well to make money consistently. The U.S. stock market has an unlimited potential to pay active traders, and this is true. In order to be successful, however, it is important for a trader to have a strategy. And the funny thing is, not everybody does. Even people that are trading for years don't have a strategy. What is a strategy? Why do you need one? What strategy can you use to make a lot of money? Proper focus and knowledge is the key to consistent trading success. Have you ever thought about trading the U.S. stock market? You know, the funny thing is I talk to a lot of people, not only in the United States, but also people in different countries since I've started teaching. And, you know, the U.S. stock market has a lot of potential to make you money as a trader. I never realized it, but there's markets all over the world that have nowhere near the volatility that exists in the U.S. stock market, plus it's regulated. So there's a lot of wonderful, fantastic, fabulous things about trading in the U.S. stock market. I'm lucky I happen to live in the United States, so I'm in the right time zone in the East Coast. However, that being said, you can trade in the United States stock market and live outside of the United States. I have people that are trading with me that live as far as Australia, Hawaii. You just have to, get up early in the morning or late, stay up late at night accordingly, depending on where you are in the world. But the great thing is it's available to anyone. Anyone. You don't even have to live here to take advantage of the amazing profitability that exists if you just know what to do. And the fact is that the market can give you the income you desire, whatever it is. You could say any amount of money to me, any amount of money at all, and there's no amount of money you could say to me, Melissa, I want to make this much per year. Okay, fine. Go, do it, okay? There's nothing, no amount that you could say to me that the market couldn't provide you for. None. Not even as an individual. And I'm figuring this out myself. Geez, wow, I can really take this thing far, way farther than I ever even imagined when I started out. You don't know till you start doing it and doing something good. Working from home as a trader allows you freedom. This is one of the benefits, again, of trading. As being an active trader, you can go into an office if you want to, but if you want to stay from home, you can trade from home, and that means freedom. And even if you go to an office, you can be done very early in the day. You don't have to stay at the office all day. It's not like you have to report into someone, be there a certain time, be there for meetings, all this stuff. You don't have to punch a time clock. It's you in the market. So the question is what to do. What to do, what to trade, how to make it. I mean, how to actually make it as a trader. So you can make more money than you've ever dreamed of possible in the US stock market. And if you've been thinking about trading in the US markets, there's no better time to start than the present. Why? Because there's no reason to put off your future. If this is really something that you're interested in and you think you want to do it, why wait? Okay, I tell that to people all the time. They say, well, you know what? Then you don't really know if you want to do it. Decide, make a decision. Many times people don't move forward in their trading because they can't make a decision. Make the decision. And this goes for anything that you're doing in life. If you want to move forward financially and you've got goals, why not move forward with them now versus later? You're just putting off the goal. If you're already trading the US markets and need some direction, then you will find it today, because we're going to talk about some very specific things that are important, mainly this idea of a strategy. So look no further. How to make it. Focus on one thing. This little chickadee here, this little chicklet, this little guy right here, this is me. And this is you, okay? Because you get up in the morning, and what do you need to do? You need to put on your special glasses. I do this every morning. Every morning I get up, I put on my special glasses, and I'm looking for my one thing. I'm focusing. Look how focused I am. Look, I'm focused on one thing. And this is the way to do it. So what one thing? What is the one piece of information that counts? It's called the event, okay? And I'm going to describe this to you right now. To decide what stock to trade to make money, you can begin with one simple idea. And I'm breaking this down for people because not everybody is a trader and they don't know what a strategy is. And even if you are a trader, you may still not get what a strategy is. And so I'm telling you right now, it's actually this thing right here. You're just going to start with one simple idea. You are looking for an actual event. What is an event? An event is a reactionary change in price that is noticeable and definitive. A gap, which is a strategy that I trade, is an event. A gap is a strategy you would use to enter or exit a trade in the market. A gap is a reactionary event because it is something that is happening which forces people to take action, therefore creating the event. When people take action, an event occurs. This event in gaps makes stocks have huge momentum, which again is the beauty of the US stock market, just like we talked about. The momentum moves is the way you're going to make money as a trader. You're playing on the momentum, okay? So why do these have these moves? Because there's shock involved. There's shock involved in what? The event. And people are forced to take action. Whether they sell out of their position, they buy the position, whatever. It's a forced action, okay? That's noticeable. And there is another reason why events are important. Power. Okay, and this is one of the biggest reasons. Power is easy to identify. And I tell people this that are trading, they're not sure. They're in a trade. Is it wiggling? Is it jiggling? Is it going to continue? It hasn't gone yet. It's not to the target. Is it getting to the target? You know what? Where's the side of power? This is what you have to ask yourself before you take a trade so you know you're doing the right thing. And the great thing about gaps is there is power in gaps. And for me, because I have a specific way to define it, it's easy to identify. So it all circles around this one thing, the event. Why? Because the event is created by huge money. You, as a trader, are looking to trade on the side of huge money. Power money. Power money creates and controls events. So when an event occurs, you are looking to read the side of the power money. When you find it, you will choose that stock to trade in the direction of the event. What made the gap? Did the power money buy it? Did the power money sell it? What is power money doing? What is it doing? Read the event. Read the story of the power money. Read what the story of power is telling you. How will you do this? Through reading price. The power is reflected in the price of the stock or the market or whatever you're trading, okay? It always is. It always, 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 always is and always will be. Now, the thing is that people say to me, well, you know what, I read this thing and I read it in a book and I saw it on the news and I read this thing here and it told me do. And this, I believe this is going to happen because I read this and they love this company and everything's great and the fundamentals are there. Okay, fine, terrific. If that helps you confirm the power in the event or the current price, go for it. But if what you're reading fundamentally is not reflected in the price that you're seeing, then you can't take the trade. Then there is no event. What are you doing? Okay? It is every time you ever question what the side of the power is, don't take the trade. Okay? There's nothing to do. The power is reflected in the price. It always is, and it always will be, forever and ever and ever, as long as there is something to trade, as long as eternity for infinity and beyond. It will always be reflected in the price. It's not like people are going to secretly buy a stock and you're never going to see it go up. No, that's impossible. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Every time you want to know what it is, it's in the price. And so you've got to honor that. So what really is the definition of a gap? A gap is a break between prices on a chart that occurs when the price of a stock makes a sharp move up or down with no trading occurring in between. And remember, this is an event. So how do you find gaps? You use something, and my favorite thing of all, guess what? Technical analysis. And here's a definition. I took this from a book. It's a very easy read. If you ever want to pick it up, it's called Technical Analysis Simplified. And it defines technical analysis as this. Technical analysis is the science of recording, usually in graphic form, the actual history of trading, which is price changes, volume of transactions, etc. And in a certain stock or in the averages, and then deducting from that picture history the probable trend or the direction or the event that's going to take place next. Here's an example here. This was HPQ. This is a chart of a daily chart of HPQ. I clipped. What happened here? There actually were recently a few gaps, noticeably two that I rated to play on a strategy. The first one was here. This is on April 1st. Now, what happened? No, on April 2nd. I'm sorry. April 1st was up here. April 1st, the stock closed at 23.31. It's the bottom of this little, the red bars close at the bottom. This real tiny, tiny bottom here, the price is 23.31. Closed at night on April 1st. What happened? Woke up the next morning, stock's all the way down here. Opens on April 2nd at 22.35. Do you see it? Take it across. The price is over here. Now, this is a gap because at 4 o'clock Eastern time when the market closes, the U.S. stock market, it closed here and then it opened up. Gosh, it's almost like a buck away. It was a dollar gap. This is an event. This is a reactionary event. Something made this go there. What made this happen? Something did. I don't know what, but something. Okay? So there's something happened. There's no way we could talk all day long. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing you could do. There's no way. When you get up in the morning, this was the price. Boom. That's it. It's there. That's it. Look at it. It's real. Okay? This is an event. Okay? This is a reason to decide to short HPQ in the day. All right? Now, there's one down here. Look at this one. This was on April 11th. This was the day before. This was April 10th, and it closed at 22.32 up at the top here. Here's where it closed. Down here then, it opened the next day. Again, closed at 4 o'clock. Next day, it's all the way down here. It opened at $20.99. This is a $2.30 approximately gap. That one's even more noticeable than this one. So, once again, this is an event. So there's lots of gaps on charts that I could talk about, but the point I'm trying to make is this is something that happened. This is a change in price that's noticeable and definitive, okay? Therefore, it's an event. Therefore, there's a reason that you could decide to take the trade. So gaps are a strategy to trade. Gaps provide huge momentum. They move. Typically, I'm looking for a dollar move in something, and it depends on the price. It could be more than $1. And they provide moves with good risk to reward payout, meaning I risk a certain amount and I have a good return on my risk in the trade. Gaps can be traded for big profits early in the morning. That's another reason I like them a lot. And also on multiple time frames, which we're going to talk about. So what you want to do is sit down and say, wait a minute, do I think I want to do this? Yeah, I think I want to do this. Well, how much money would I like to make trading? Let me think. And then you frame it out. Frame out your future with gaps. Because let me tell you something, it's there. And I have people that took my class not that long ago, and they are wanting to quit their job and quitting their part-time jobs and doing all kinds of stuff, making changes in their life, and they just did my class. I'm thrilled, okay? I've been doing this for so long. Now that I'm teaching people, it's really interesting that, you know, people can really learn stuff fast if they apply themselves. It's not something that you need to take a million years to learn. You've got something good, which I do. You teach it to people. All they have to do is learn it and do it. So we're going to talk about some examples today, specifically a chart that has paid me in the last month beautifully. So I had to discuss it because I'm doing the lecture today. And this is just one of these things that, you know, I could talk about and will remember for forever. As long as I trade, I'll always remember these days when this stock moved, because it moved in such a demonstrative, talk about event fashion, that it was something that had so much significance and so much power, you can't not see it. It's one of these examples where you'd have to have a blindfold on not to see what was going on in this stock, because it absolutely showed you where the event was, what was going to happen, and way ahead of time before it hit. And this is INFI. This is a chart of INFI. So we're going to talk about this gap right here first. This gap happened back here on May 16th. Beautiful, nice gap. Under the 200 period moving average. Look at how it's coming in here. All of a sudden you get up in the morning on the 16th. There it is. Look at that. Really, really nice. Open, and what happened? Well, you know, I typically take trades a lot of times in some miniature time frames, but I know some people like to do them in the bigger time frames, and I just thought I'd use some examples today of actually how you can take a trade on a larger time frame, on a gap, and still have a good risk to reward. Because some people think, gosh, you know, I don't know if I can do the 1 minute. I play the 1 minute. I know how to do it. I teach people how to do that in the class, but the 5 minutes still has the risk to reward. Okay? And on these types of gaps that set up and trade out nicely with the definitive direction going, set up, ready for you to go with the event, you can take them, and you can take them on the bigger time frame. So this was INFI. This is the day of the gap. You like it, you rate it, it opens, it trades. This gap actually set up and did a swoosh. This is something else that I teach in my class. It's a hard, fast, quick, immediate movement down in the first 5 minutes of the day. INFI swooshed this day here on the 16th. It opened here around 29 something and dropped down $2 the first 5 minutes of the day. That's a swoosh. So it opened and dropped. And if you didn't know what to do, you had immediate confirmation of the bias of this gap. So then what are you doing? You're looking to get a trade. So here's the 5 minute entry on INFI. And here's the stop. The entry time was 9:50. The price was 28.84. The stop was over 29.15. Now remember, we're on the 5 minute chart. You're going to get smaller stops on a lower time frame or a 1 and 2, okay, which I teach. But I just wanted to show you an example today of how powerful even the 5 is, okay? And again, you can set your own risk. So on 1,500 shares, you've risked 465. If you held the trade into the target, or I was actually past the target, your profit would have been 63.60. You would have made over 13 times the amount you risked. 13 times the amount you risked. You were up as soon as you took the trade. You had the immediate confirmation. And what was that? First of all, it's the event. I was talking about this today. There's three things you need in a trade. 1, the strategy. 2, the entry. 3, the exit. There's 3 parts to a trade. And the strategy you're doing is the most important part, because you're not going to get a bar like this in either direction, up or down, without an event. Okay, the event is the key. And then, of course, because it opened and swooshed, you got immediate confirmation of your bias, which is a nice little thing. And many times when you get good trades, they do give you the confirmation. What's confirmation? Confirmation of the power, confirmation of the direction, time of the day. Time of the day, early setup, sets up before 10 o'clock in the morning, you get everything. And sometimes you even get it with the market. Okay, but in a trade like this, you don't even need it. And it was a beautiful trade. So this was on a 5 minute chart, and the risk to reward was 13 plus. Okay, this is a day trade now. Now let's look at the baby guy Golden gap play for beginners, because I'm doing this because not everybody wants to risk XYZ, and not everybody has a big account, okay, for buying power. So let's take it down. Let's break it down. This is only a $28 price point. If you only took 500 shares and risked $155, $155, that's it. You could have made $21.20 on this same trade. Risk to reward is the same, over 13. Profit is 13 times the amount you risk. So you don't have to be some person that risks several $100s. You can say, you know what, I really like this. I like the gap. This is an event. I'm not going to go hog wild here. I don't have a big account, but I think this is worth about $1.50. Okay? So you take the trade. You've got your clear stop in. I use hard stops in all my trades, and if they get stopped out, I'm out. I'm done. But this went on to work and worked beautifully. So you could have made over $2,000 just risking $155. That's pretty good. That's a good risk to reward, okay? Then what happened? On June 3rd, INFI gapped again. In fact, let's go back and look at it. Let's go back and look at the daily here. Let's go back and remind ourselves, look. Okay, so this is this. Everything's fine. You made all your money here. It's a beautiful day. It's the 16th of May. It drops a little bit more, rallies back. What are you doing here? Let's just say you wanted to take this as a swing trade, which, by the way, I'm going to show you a swing trade example when I'm done with the second day trade. Say, you know what, you like this, and you got in it here, and you thought the target was $17 as a swing trade. All of a sudden, it wiggles and jiggles. What do? Do you take it off? Are you upset? Do you not know what to do? Are you confused? Crap, now what do I do? Nothing! Why? The event is still intact. The event is fine. This is what rules the world. The side of the power is still here. Everything's wonderful here. You're in a swing trade. You're in a core trade. You don't take it out here. Now, you might have taken this trade and gotten out of something in here like half the position because you probably were up so much. You said, this is crazy not to take something out. But you would have held the trade to your normal target to do a swing trade if you had done it, or a core trade. Why? This didn't do anything wrong. And immediately after this rally back, it fell again. And this event here is fine. It's absolutely perfect. Okay? It's not doing anything wrong. And guess what? It did it again. And this is just one of these things where, you know, every once in a blue moon, you'll get something that just pays you and pays you and pays you. And it might pay you 2 days in a row. It might pay you the day of, and then a couple days later. It might pay you 1, 2, 3 days in a row. I mean, these are the things, when you find a strategy that's good, you just play it until it's played out. You play it until it's all played out. All right. Now, you do have to get the entry right. But that's something I teach as well. Remember, the strategies, the core #1 reason you're doing it, and why is there strength in that? Because of the event. And that's why it sticks. Okay? And then it gets even bigger. Now, let's go to this one. This was June 3rd. Okay? So you get up in the morning, you look at INFI, you say, gosh, this thing is going to do it again. Now, I traded in this in here. I was in this in the 1 minute time frame. I was in a trade in here, quick and hard and fast in the morning. I was actually all out of it. All out of it here because it was such a big drop. It was over $2 in the first couple of minutes. Now, there's 2 ways to do these. You could do them in the morning, stay in some, do a second trade or an ad, or you can take the whole thing out and do a second trade. So I'm going to go over the second trade with you here. INFI rallied up. Target was still in sight. Target was still in sight with this. Target was $17. Really every whole number, 18, 17, 16 you could have gone to. It's set up right in here. Time of the day is 10:55. Good time, 11 o'clock, major reversal time. Price is 20.67. Stop is over 21.20. Again, this is not a little teeny weeny stop. It's on a 5 minute, but the trade is solidified. The event's intact and the target is still in play, and it's a nice big target. You're taking a trade like this to still get another $2, $3 out of it. Okay? It was $2.50, you know, almost 3 to 18. The risk is 53 cents. So same risk amount, you risk about $400 on 800 shares. You're in it to the close, which was the approximate risk was, you know, down to $16.50, but the target was $17. It actually got there and went past it. Total profit was $33.36, and the risk to reward again is beautiful, fantastic. For a 5 minute play, it's over 7. If you're a beginner trader, if you do not want to risk $400 on this trade, no problem. You just risk about 150. This is your amount. This is what you're comfortable with. This is all you want to do. The risk to reward is the same. That's the thing. Whether you have a big account or a small account, it doesn't matter. People say, gosh, I can't do that because I can't take the risk. I can't take all that size. Then don't do it. Learn how to do it right. Take the small size and still make money. Money is money. Money is money. If the risk to reward is there and it pays you, do it. You don't need to risk a lot. You can risk 50 bucks if you want to. You're still going to make 7 times 50. Okay? So 7 times 50 is about 350. Either way, it's more than you'll ever make sticking your money in a money market account or a savings account at a bank or any other type of investment. Okay? This is a good investment for your money. Okay? However, you have to learn how to trade right, which is what I'm showing you right now. Trading based on the strategy, which is what? The event. So if you risked $159 on the same trade, the same beginning trade, and got out and held it into the close, you made over 1,200 bucks. And this is really nice. And that could be your goal for a week. For a week, you could have made your whole goal for the week, okay, in this one trade, which happened on a Monday. On a Monday, on the first trading day of June, and this doesn't even include the trade I did in the morning. This doesn't even include it, okay? But I wanted to show some examples today because I talk a lot about 1-minute charts, and I trade aggressively because I know how to do it very well, and I'll teach people. But if you're not comfortable, you still have got to get the main point down, which is the event. And that is so significant that it's something that I don't care what time frame you trade on, 1, 2, 5, 15 minutes if you want to. You've got to have the event intact. If that event is solid, it will play out in all the time frames and go to the target and beyond. If the event is not solid, it's not going to hold up. It's not going to set up cleanly. That's what I mean. There was a sector today that all gapped down the builders. I wasn't crazy about the gaps. They had a plane in this morning that worked aggressively, and you had to be all out into the drop. It was one of these things where it wasn't what I call clean. Clean is it's good. It rates high. You get everything in it, and you play it out. So I actually did an example here for a swing trade. Now I don't actually take swing trades, but I'm following them, okay? Because it's something that I'm going to do at some point someday, where I'm going to carry these things overnight into the bigger targets. Not the same size as I'm trading now, but I'm definitely going to do it. Why? I've been studying these things for like 2 years in this regard. More and more lately. The follow through on these things is unbelievable. It's just you can seriously get paid. You got to know what you're doing, okay? But if you do, you can get paid. If you just took that first gap on the 16th, which you would have known was good, you would have known that that was good, okay? Why? Look at the bar. Confirmation and an intact event. So you would have decided to hold it to a bigger move on the chart. Again, technical analysis, reading the price patterns, reading what the price is telling you. So you could have gotten in, and if you just wanted to risk 300 bucks, okay, you would have taken 300 shares. You would have gotten in it and put the stop over the area, and I'll go back and show you. Now, if you would have stayed in it until the next gap down, the first target on the swing trade, this isn't a core trade, was 17 bucks, and it went there. It went there in less than 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks, it was there, okay? And you would have made $4,000 on $300, and the rest of your reward was $1,350, and you never suffered. You never suffered. Even through this rally here, you never got near your stop. Stop's over 31. And I roughly used 30 bucks as the entry in here, okay? Because you would have been getting in at the normal day trading entry for a swing trade. You just would have held some. You might have taken 3,000 shares or 2,000 and held 300 down into this drop, okay? But here, I mean, the target was here. And it actually went past it. So the swing trade target, when you take the trade here, okay, is here. It did it in less than 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks. And so take this, okay? Let's go back to, let's just figure it all out. Let's just say you did everything, because you know how to do one thing extremely well, okay? So this is you. You're trading INFI on the day that it swooshes, you're made over $6 grand. Let's say you took 1,800 shares. You made $6,000 in the day. You held 300 overnight. Your risk is nothing now, basically, okay? Because you just made $6,000 on this trade in the day. All right? You booked 15. Let's just say you took 18. You held 300 into the drop. You made 6,300. INFI gaps again. You do it again. You nail this thing. You're already still carrying 300 shares overnight into it. You're reading the event. You're reading the strategy. You've got it. You're good at one thing. This is all you're doing and nothing else. Okay? And you take the trade. You make over $3,000 on this trade. Now you've made close to $10,000 on INFI, and now guess what? You had carried over those 300 shares. You get out of it on this day too, and you made $4,000 on that. So you made like $14,000 on INFI in 2 weeks. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else. This is it. This is it. This is how you make money trading. This is it. This is the edge. This is the golden thing. This is the secret. This is it. This is so simple, and people just don't understand. You've got to get good at something. First of all, you have to find something that's good. And second of all, then you have to get good at it. And if you're trying to do this and this and that and this, you're never going to get good at one thing. This is it. I'm doing it. I'm not doing the overnights, but I'm doing everything else. And I see this and the potential for myself and the people I'm teaching. And not only that, okay, this doesn't even include a core trade on INFI, which I haven't even looked at and didn't even put in here. Okay, there is a core target on INFI. If you wanted to follow it through and carry even more, just 100 shares, whatever you want to do, there's a core target on INFI too. The chart is lower despite those two big bars. If anything, those two big bars give you conviction to take it onward. Okay, why? Because the event is real. It's unquestionable, okay, until it plays out. So the market will pay you if you know what to do. I mean, this is the point that I'm trying to make. This is the things that I'm teaching people. This is so simple in the sense that now that I'm saying it, you could say, yeah, I get it, but are you doing it, I guess is the question. Or do you know how to do this? And the fact is you can learn, because the market does want to pay you if you know what to do. The issue is that many people don't know what to do or where to go or where to start or what to do. Are they confused? Are they afraid? What, you're afraid of making $14,000 in one symbol in 2 weeks? Is that what you're afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, the total risk on that trade, even if you took the advanced risk, okay, on the whole thing was less than $1,000. And I'm sure anyone that's traded for any period of time has lost at least $1,000 in the market. So this is not something that you can't get and grasp and do and learn and become proficient in. It really comes all down into the level of information, the power of the information. The most valuable commodity I know of is information. I just was watching Wall Street. It's on one of those channels this month. I've watched it twice already. Great movie. You know, I can't tell you enough how true this statement is. Gordon Gekko was right. If you know how to do something, you can replicate and duplicate it over and over and over and over and over again. And plus, no one can take the information from you. But if you do not know how to do it, then you're never going to be able to duplicate it. And even if you happen to take one of the trades in INFI, if you didn't know what you did or how to replicate it, or you didn't understand the event of the strategy, how would you ever be able to do it again? You wouldn't. Alpha Dog is asking here, I can take questions. You guys can ask me questions because we're actually doing good with time. So you feel free to ask me questions as we move along here. Sorry, I missed Alpha Dog's question earlier. Kathy's saying to me, Alpha Dog wanted to know, what's my win-loss ratio? You know, it's somebody actually asked me the other day that, and I didn't know the exact answer for him. I gave him referrals of people in my room and said, you know what, maybe they've tracked it. I haven't. I know my win ratio compared to my loss ratio is high. People in my room may have actually tracked it that are doing my trades. I don't lose that often. When I do lose, I take the loss. I might stop for the day. I might do a second trade. I might do a third trade. I'm not trading 5 symbols on the day. If I trade 3 symbols on the day, it's a busy morning. I'm either just hitting it, or nothing's working out right. I don't trade 1,000,000 symbols on the day. I don't take 1,000,000 trades. If I'm not in something before 10 o'clock, I may not even do anything. I usually get good gaps 2 to 3 times a week in non-earning season. And in earning season, you can get them every day, and there's multiple days. I have losing days during the month. Of course, everyone does. But I have way more winning days than I have losing days. And I basically say when I have winning days, I mean my winning trades. Because if I take a trade in the morning, I'm up. I'm not going to not be up. I mean, you know, if I take a trade in the morning at INFI and I'm up, I'm not giving that money back. Like, I'm not taking another trade then. Or if I take another trade, it's an INFI, and I'm only risking a portion of what I'm up. I think it's very, very important as a trader to keep your money, okay? And for me, I'm aggressive on these trades, and I'm doing them on the 1 minute because I like to get green right away. And that's part of the reason why my win ratio is so high, actually, because of my aggressiveness. But that's only with a specification that I use, which is in the event and the setup, okay, which I know and teach. I don't know what my percentage is. I wish I could tell you. I'm fabulous with numbers, but for me, it's more of a focus on the actual profitability, which I know when I pay myself and I look at my account. It's more so that than the percentages. I'm not really like a, what's the type of people that do that? Like, what's the person, like the actuarials? Like, I'm not into those types of things. Trying to figure out all that stuff. I'm more into how much money am I going to make in this trade if I take it, if it goes to the target. That's how much money am I if I'm going to take this trade? Where am I going with it? How much can I make? 4 times the amount, 5 times the amount, 10 times the amount? I'm more like that. You know, that's if I risk this much, can I make this much? Overall, I know it's high. And I can refer you to people that have done my class and are in the room. They may know, because there's some people that are really into this stuff. And in fact, if I ever hire somebody to help me with the room, that'll be their job. They can track it, and they can track all my trades for me, because it's just something that I don't do because I'm doing so many other things. I just don't feel like it's necessary for any other reason other than pretty much to sell my product. If I tracked it, I could sell my product better probably. But I think the product sells itself, and I'm only one person who's only so much time in a day. And my focus, really, to be honest with you, is my own trading. That's the reason I figured the stuff out well. So the power of information is real, so you've got to grab it. Grab it when you see it, and you've got to be smart enough to recognize it. You've got to be savvy enough to recognize it. And I know, because I've been around the block, okay? I started trading in 2008. I know that there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of information out there, not all of it, okay, is quality. But you have to be astute, smart, savvy, on your game to recognize when you meet up with someone that really has it going on, has the information that's going to help you make it, okay? Because there really is stuff that can help you make it, all right? This idea that every class out there isn't worth it is baloney, okay? There are some classes that are better than others, no doubt, okay? And I've seen my share all over the board. But the fact is, if you want to learn, you've got to get the information down pat, and you have 2 ways to do it. One, you're going to take on the market yourself and figure it out, which is what I did. And it takes a long time, okay? And it costs a lot of money, and you better bankroll yourself pretty good if you're going to do it that way. Or 2, you're going to learn from someone. Those are your choices. So you're going to go through the process either way. You're going to take on the market head first, and you better be a strong person to do it and have a lot of money behind you. Or you're going to learn from someone else who has been through the ropes, been through the rigor, and has something good. And again, you're going to have to be in touch with what that is. You know, you're going to have to go with your intuition a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think what happens is we get so caught up in the craziness of life, we get away from ourselves too much. Listen to yourself. If yourself is telling you, geez, you know what, this sounds like something I really think I want to do, then listen to yourself. You got to trust yourself a little bit. Part of trading has to do with that as well. So the class I teach is called the Golden Gap Course. The Golden Gap Course teaches a 26-point rating system to find the best gap to play each day. And this is the system I teach. The course also teaches how to play the stock on the day. The course teaches chart analysis and technical analysis, which is the way that I trade, and it teaches it on an advanced level. And the class gives you conviction, because if you never had conviction in a strategy before an event, this class gives it to you, because all the charts and everything I go over and teach you in the 26 points is so detailed and precise that you say, wait a minute, this actually makes sense to me now. And part of trading for many people is they need something that makes sense to them. And there's lots of things that they don't get why it's doing something. And it's in there though. It's in the charts. It's in the price. Things that actually make sense. You just need to how to read it. And the conviction you get from doing this class will help you to take size in your trades, which will allow you to make more money because you want to get to the point where you can be in an advanced level someday. If you can't afford to now, that's fine, but that has to be the goal. I want to do this. I want to get to the point I can make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in one trade. Okay? That's more than some people make in a month. Once you learn the strategy, you will realize that the U.S. stock market can pay you on a regular basis because gaps happen a lot. Do they happen every day? Good ones? No. Do they happen a lot? Yes. And some strategies don't set up every day or even every week. Okay, climactics is another one. You don't get those. You don't even get them every week. You know, you might get a couple good ones a month. The key is learning what to look for. And more importantly, and this is the whole point I'm trying to make with the examples today, is sticking with one thing. One thing you can do well. One thing you do well. One thing you can do in multiple time frames. One thing you can do until the whole thing's played out. One good strategy is all that you need. It comes down to the event. The event is a reactionary thing that's happening in the price. It is the reason for you taking the trade. If you don't have a strategy intact or a reason for taking the trade, then you can't get in the position because you're really not going to get any play in it. And as a trader, you make money playing on the overall momentum. The class is a 2-day course on how to strategically find, pick, and play stocks that are professional bearish gaps. This is a class that I do that you can take for shorts, okay? But you could learn the information and do longs with it. I don't teach that specifically in the class, but you could reverse the points in the opposite direction. Also, retakes are free in my class. So why take it? Well, to learn a strategy that you can use to make money in the U.S. stock market. And if the U.S. stock market is something you've been wanting to participate in, this is a great strategy. Why? It also has the momentum. It offers you momentum moves in stocks each day. And you learn how to trade gaps in the class. And you learn a strategy that is profitable in multiple time frames. Alpha wants to know, what's the percentage? I don't know exactly, but it's high. And like I said, I bet there's people in my room that are tracking it that I don't even know, you know, because they're with me. They're there for a reason. To learn how to read stock charts and price patterns, to learn how to pick which symbol to trade on the day, and to learn how to enter the stock and determine the targets. Remember, the entry is important, the exit important. It's all there. You've got to have it. 1 is the strategy in the event. 2 is the entry, and 3 is the exit, because you're not up the money, even if you're up, until it's booked. It's not yours until it's booked, until it's out, until you've got it. And all of this comes down to what I do, which is the checklist. This 26-point checklist is the best thing I've ever done, all right? And it took me 3 years to figure it all out. It's one of these things that it's so detailed that I only do one thing. And at the time when I made it up, it was for the purpose of day trading, and I had no thoughts ever about carrying over nights. When I was creating this, I just wanted to find something for day trading that just that worked a lot, like a lot, okay? Because I was in so many different trading rooms and doing so many different things. It was like half the trades worked, half the trades didn't. And I said, this is baloney, is what I said. But I saw the power of the market. I saw the money. I mean, you can't not. This is why everyone's here. This is why you trade. This is why you want to do this. The money's real that the market has. You just have to find a way to pull it out, okay? So the checklist I have is intact, and it gives you the confirmation, the conviction that you know that this stock symbol is going to follow through on the day, and it all comes down to the event and going through the checklist, because I'm looking for something that rates 20 points or more. So the Golden Gap course teaches technical analysis. All the points are based on that. It teaches you how to comprehend, calculate, and determine the price action to follow the large institutional money that is trading stocks in the market. Remember, huge money, power money, they're the ones that make the events. The 26-point rating system in the Golden Gap course can be used to rate stocks to play intraday. However, it can also be used to take swing or core trades. And like I said, I didn't even make it up for that. And the funny thing is, when you find something that's good, that's exactly what you can do with it. Okay? When I started to realize that, I guess is the point that I realized I could actually teach the stuff to people. When I had, you know, when you take yourself out, your own information into the world for other people to actually do it, you got to have conviction in what you're teaching and what you're doing yourself. I had the conviction I was doing myself because I was seeing the results myself. And once I realized how just magnificent the whole strategy itself was. I realized that I could actually teach it to people because of the fact that it was so solid. It's a solidness about it. And really, it's because it's the big money it's going with. It's the big money that's making it, and you're playing on that. The system is designed to follow the event. And this event thing is no joke. This is the meat and potatoes of where people just miss the boat when they want to get in trades. And the event happens in a chart in a gap. Large institutional money is the power in the market that creates gaps. Trading on the side of big money is how to make a lot of money trading. You're not going to unless you get that. You won't. That is what's paying you, okay? The Golden Gap course is a serious study of stock charts, and the class is an education of how to determine the direction a stock at will make on the day and how to trade it properly. The class also educates traders on how to read resistance and support on an advanced level. And I found this is another one of these things that people just do not totally understand. Here's the chart of the Qs. I just clipped this off today. I don't know where we closed. But, you know, we held strong in here today, even though we closed a little red. We were held, okay? So looking at the move of the Qs, if you want to learn how to do this stuff, let's go over it. Qs are trading up. Okay, gaps up here. This is the beginning of 2012. Rallying, gaps up again. Rallying, comes in. Now this is a support area. But guess what? It breaks it again and goes down here. Rallies up again. Rallies up to where? Resistance. Back here. Here it is. Breaks over at a dink, but not really. Remember, these are areas. Falls down again. Guess where? Here it is. Beautiful. Okay. Rallies up again. Tries to go higher. Base, base, base. Gap, base, base, base. Breakout. This was real. Okay. This is all real. We've been in an uptrend anyways. Even though people were confused, we were in an uptrend even when this was going on. The market wasn't doing anything bearish here, but just resting, 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 pulling. Guess what? Support. And guess what? This is also resistance. Look, take it across. This run up in here where it came down, and we could have fallen, but we didn't. We held. Support, 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 resistance. Look at this here. When we came down here and tried to go higher, and we couldn't for the moment, take it across. Look. Then when we rally up here, and we did this whole thing that happened in the last month. We gapped up here. This gap held, by the way. Even though we traded under it, we closed above it, and it was beautiful, really, actually, the way it happened. Touched down in this little tail that happened last week, right on there. This was Thursday. We held on Friday, held today, touched down right on top here. And look, came down here to support. Guess what? This is resistance. Look at that. So this is a high odds of holding. All right. Now I think we trade around in here for a little while. But once we break over this air resistance, which by the way is $75, we're going to just boop, explode. But look at this. I mean, when you really break it on down, look at this. This really can't get any better unless I drew it out in a picture and said, I think I wanted to do this. Do it. Look. Okay. There's nothing confusing here at all. This is amazing. Look at this pinpoint. Boop. Right. Do. This is really nice. And this is the market, by the way. And this is challenging to read. And I don't trade the market, but I look at it. I look at it because this helps me see what the tone is of the day when I'm trading my strategy. And also, this is helping me become a better chart reader. It's helping me read this stuff more detailed, which helps me do my strategy. So the goal is to trade golden gaps, to just one thing, trade only golden gaps. And I don't care if you do it for swing trades, day trades, core trades, whatever, just do something that's good so you have a high rate of success on the directional bias, which is how you're making money. And you've got to get the best entry you can with precision so you can take it with size properly to earn more money. You have to learn it first, but this is the goal. And you've got to manage it correctly by taking some off into dips, doing ads, and doing your best to hold to a bigger target with a portion of your position. This is how you're going to get some of those bigger moves and things like INFI. Because you might be up so much money one day, you can't possibly think that you're ever going to hold the whole thing to target. You either do the whole first trade, which I did in the morning, got all out and got back in, and then I held it to the target, or you piecemeal it out, getting out some and getting back in some with an ad. So see how one great trading system is the key to your future. And even in one particular symbol, and INFI is a great example, but there's a million others that I've done all year, where you can just keep playing it out, keep playing out, keep playing out. In fact, pay is another one. Pay is another one that has paid and paid and paid and paid. All you have to do is have one good trading system. That's the key. That's the key for you to make it. And if you are focused on one strategy, you will be more detailed in what you do and trade with precision. This focus will translate into successful results. Successful results grow on top of each other. Your confidence grows with results. Your conviction grows with results. It's amazing how making money and booking money and making money and booking money really has a wonderful effect on your trading. And then you start doing it and weeks go by and months go by and years go by. You're better. You're getting better. You're making more. It's terrific. Focusing on one quality strategy and play will make an important impact on your trading. And do you see how the opposite can happen? I know why it does happen with people and why people can't get out of some of these black holes they're in with their trading. And they have a hard time wanting to learn something else because they are doing the opposite of this. They are losing in the market and their confidence is waning. And as a result, then they're in fear and then they're not wanting to take correct trades or not wanting to learn something new. Why? They've lost conviction and confidence in the overall market or trading period to pay them. And so you've got to get out of that, turn it around, because this stuff is real. It just takes focus to win one thing. This is a picture of the tennis courts in New York at the US Open. It's coming up at the end of the summer. There's no way you get to one of these events if you're a tennis player without focus. You don't. Anything. Golf. The US Open in golf is coming up this week. And you've got to be focused if you want to win something. All right? So it is about learning one solid strategy to be successful trading, one solid play, learning advanced technical analysis because that price is going to tell you everything you know. Learn how to get conviction in the market as a source of wealth, which some people forget, don't realize, lose faith in. Reinvigorate yourself to recognize that what happened to you, if something happened to you to get to this point where you're not doing it right, it's just a result of you not doing the correct strategy or not doing one at all. And educate yourself to become a master trader because this is how the market's going to pay you. Here's an example. Again, one strategy. This was GA. This was last week. Beautiful gap down here. One overnight hold into here. Bigger target, still lower. But you could have just made this money in this and carried it overnight. And look how it fell on through. One strategy. The gap. One strategy. Here's RAX. Another beautiful example. RAX gap down here. Swing trade on max if you're in it. Carried through, followed it through, broke on down. Look at this. In just a month. And if you were in this gap up here, it was around 64 bucks. Look how the price dropped from February just till June. It's lost half its value. And again, you could be out some into here or out some into here. But it's all the same thing. It's all the golden gap. It's all the points. It's all the same strategy. It's all the same event. One strategy and one focus to reach the top. You get up in the morning, get on the special glasses, and see the strategy, see the event. Don't give up hope on having the financial success you want in life. Trading is it. Don't give up on yourself. If you've been trying to make this for a while and haven't been able to put it together, don't give up. Okay, because financial success is there for you. And if you're doing other things, other jobs, and you're never traded before in your life, and you're like, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do now because I realize that the career that I've been doing for the last 10 years is not going anywhere. And the company that I work for is not giving us raises anymore. You can't get a promotion to save your life. What do? You've got to rethink what's going to happen in your future. You're young. You don't have time to sit around and wait for these people. You've got to take it upon yourself to do something different. And, simplify your trading life so you can enjoy your real life. This is, honestly, this idea of trading all day until 4 o'clock and doing a million different types of strategies is not going to make your life easier. It's going to make your life more difficult. Less is more in trading. One strategy pays you more. One focus, one trade pays you more. And the best job is one where you're your own boss. That's the best job. Number one, you can't get fired, okay? Number two, you set your own income. How much do you want to make? The sky's the limit with the market. You're your own boss. You work from home. You set your own hours. You do your own thing. You don't want to trade one day? Take the day off. No one's going to fire you. You want to go on vacation for a week? Do it. Go. You don't have to ask for anyone's permission. You don't have a set amount. You can only take 1 week's vacation a year, 2 weeks vacation a year. No. You can do what you want. You're your own boss. And let me tell you something. In today's economy, in today's world, there is no such thing as job satisfaction, basically, to get to a job and say, I'm going to be at this job for the next 30 years. I'm going to, get all my money in my 401k. I'm going to be here for the next 30 years. I'm going to get the retirement package. It's just, people just don't do that anymore. The type of safety that people have had in the years past about their job security is not there anymore. There is no such thing. So you may as well find something that you like. You may as well become your own boss, because the only job security that you're going to have is becoming your own boss. I know that sounds like it's too good to be true, but the fact is it is. Now, does it take work to get to the point where you can become your own boss? Of course. Of course. But after you make the initial investment and learn the information and put forth the time and effort to do it, you're there. And then you know it. And then you're your own boss. And then you don't have to ever go work for anyone again. This idea of job security has no place in your life. You're not worried about getting fired, taking vacations, anything else. You know the market is going to exist for all eternity. And that's it. You're your own boss, and it's you in the market. And you're setting your own hours. You're doing everything yourself. And you can make more money than you've ever dreamed of in the U.S. stock market. So if you've been thinking about doing it, there's no time like the present. Why? Because the United States stock market is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to participate. Everyone's welcome. Wherever you live, whatever country you live in, whatever state, the Golden Gap is the path to your financial success. And this is the class that I teach. It's this weekend, June 15th and 16th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The cost of the class is $19.99. If you are interested, contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. The class is 2 full days. The whole first day is all the 26 points, the whole rating system I use, and accompanying charts. And then the second day is the entries and how to figure out the targets in the trades. So the first day is the strategy. It's the crux of the whole system that I do. And the second day is how to enter the trades. I'm also offering a special for June. This is for June only. Anyone that does the GAP class this coming weekend, June 15th and 16th, will receive a second class for free. I do another class on trading psychology. It's called Wealth Manifestations. You get 2 classes for the price of one for $19.99. And if you're interested in this, it's June 20th. That's the date of the Wealth Manifestation class from 1 to 4. So trading can make all your dreams come true, even the big ones. Even the big ones that you never thought you would ever be able to create because of the fact that you may have a regular job you've been at for years and years, and it has a salary, and you never thought you'd be able to buy $1 million penthouse in New York, and you never thought you'd be able to go on a fabulous vacation to Vienna. All these things, all of them, everything's there waiting for you. All you have to do is learn how to trade in the market. So thank you for coming. Does anyone have any questions? We did really good with time here, actually. Perfect timing. Does anyone have any questions at all? Any questions about the INFI trade? The charts that I went over? Any questions about the GAP class? Any questions at all? You want to ask me? The course? The wealth class? The trading room? Anything? How you guys doing? Any questions at all about this idea of a strategy as an event? Which, you know, is one of these things that is so important. Macanera? I don't see any typing there. Did you want to write something? Looks like you tried to write something there, but I didn't see it. All right. You guys are really quiet. Here's my email. Oops. Yes, the trading room is something that I run from 8 to noon. I do not record the classes, no, but I do allow free retakes. So you have to be at the class live, and I have certain spaces I allow for each class because I want it to be service, meaning I can answer everyone's questions live because you will have questions. The class is not taped, so you'd have to be there 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time during the actual live class. There's no video, but you could retake it. You can retake it if you are in a time zone where it overlaps a certain period. You can redo it. Or you can email me or call me and we can go over questions. Even if you're in a different country, I'm on Skype and you can talk to me on Skype for free. But the class is not recorded, and it's never going to be honest with you. So if you want to learn this stuff and want to do it, you have to do it live with me. But that's why I have the free retakes. And I also have the free retakes for people because of the fact that people do have questions. And the thing about learning and information is the repetition, the constant repetition, doing the class, redoing the class, being in the trading room, all that stuff, doing the trades helps you. The class is online. It's online. You could be in China and take the class. And I'm in the United States of America on the East Coast. So it's online. It's online. You sign up. You get a special password to do the class the day before. And you sign in and you're there. Yeah. So it's in the comfort of your own home, which is nice because you can concentrate and be relaxed then. And I do have a 1-hour break for lunch and like a 15-minute break in the morning, a 15-minute break in the afternoon. And it is the full day. It's a full weekend. Full Saturday, full Sunday. It's a lot of information. And that's the other reason that I let people redo it as many times as they want to. I think I've had people even redo it 5 times so far. So, you know, it's you learn a lot, okay? And the thing is, that's how you're going to get good. There's only one way you're going to get good. Learning it, doing it. Learning it, doing it. Reviewing it, learning it, doing it. Reviewing it, reviewing it, reviewing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, taking it again. That's how you're going to get good. That's how you're going to remember it. So it's online. You can do it from anywhere you want to be, Jay. So if anyone is interested in the class, I'm doing it this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. I did put it in the room and then I lost it. Here, Kathy, maybe you can write it. There. It dropped in there. So email me if you'd like more information. Thanks for coming, everyone. Oh, Jay is saying, is a class online or a certain location? The class is online. The class is online. It's not in a live location. It's online. It's a way for me to reach people in different time zones and different areas to do it online, and also people do it in the comfort of their own home. That's why I do that, and I people like that. And then they can redo it the same way. It's always online. It'll always be online. Okay. Any other questions? Good group, you guys. Thanks for asking the questions, and feel free to email me if you'd like to sign up for the class. I can send you the outline. There's an outline and it talks about the topics and the breakdown during the 2 days. And you can see that, in the course syllabus, and I can send you more information. All right. Have a great evening, everyone. Feel free to email me if you have any other questions, and have a terrific night. Thanks so much, Online Trader Central. Thanks, Kevin and Kathy. Have a great evening.